Some of the biggest opportunities in crypto show up when nobody's paying attention. And right now, Cardano sits exactly in that category. Trading around 25 cents, more than 90% below its peak, it looks forgotten. But the data tells a more complicated story. So, while everyone's asking, isn't this thing completely dead? I'm wondering, are we looking at the setup of the decade? Because what's happening behind the scenes doesn't match the price action at all. In this video, we're going to move past the hype. We will analyze the hard numbers of ADA's tokenomics, the reality of its ecosystem today, and the global macro conditions shaping the next month. By the end, we will go through 3 realistic price scenarios for 2026 based on market cap maths and liquidity cycles. But before we begin, I want to remind you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Thank you. This is not a financial advice, always do your own research. To understand where we're going, we have to look at where we are standing today. As of right now, Cardano is trading at approximately 25 cents, representing a 91% drawdown from its peak. With a market capitalization of roughly $10 billion, the project sits just outside of the top 10 at around number 13. A significant slide from its previous top 5 status, if I have to be honest. The core reason for this lag is quite simple, guys. Cardano, over time, got boring. While Solana became the meme coin casino, the project of our attention today was shipping governance updates. Tell you honestly, in crypto, perception moves faster than fundamentals. But there were other real issues as well. Stablecoins showed up late. While Solana had billions in USDC volume, Cardano's USDCX and USDM arrived late to the party. The point is that without deep stablecoin liquidity, guys, DeFi couldn't scale. If we look past the price action, the fundamental development of Cardano has been quite consistent. Unlike many L1s that pivot their roadmap every 6 months, Cardano has remained focused on the transition to the Voltaire era. And now that the project has officially entered this Voltaire era, decentralization has been achieved. The Genesis keys have been destroyed. This means no single organization can hold the chain or force an update. Governance is now entirely on-chain, where ADA holders and delegated representatives control a community treasury, which is currently valued at over $600 million. But let's be brutally honest about the ecosystem. The DeFi scene is tiny. We're looking at $150 to $300 million in total value locked. Yep, USDCX and USDM brought some life to the party, but this isn't where degen traders are making their overnight millions, and you know that. Cardano is where people hold, not where they gamble. What about the tech updates though? That's where it gets quite interesting. Hydra is live right now with near instant transactions happening off-chain, and 2026 brings Leios, pushing this network to 10,000 transactions per second. It's not just a white paper ambition, but engineering already being delivered. Then there's Midnight. The core mainnet launches in 2026, and it's a complete game changer for one reason: selective disclosure. Meaning companies can prove they are compliant with laws without revealing their entire transaction history. Now, this isn't merely for the small-time crypto bros anymore. It's meant for real businesses with real actual money. Time to look at the other chart now. It's certainly not up only, guys. If you bought Cardano in January 2021, you would have made 1,000% gains at the peak. But if you never sold and still hold, you're probably around break-even. Right now, the token is trading at a crucial support, which was tested many times already in 2023. Another support further below is the one at 4 cents, but that's another 80% down move. The weekly RSI is at the most oversold level, which signals a reversal. And then there's this interesting pattern that's forming. In late 2023, the price was at the same support level with an oversold RSI, and we had a death cross in the making. That would have been a great place to accumulate Cardano at that time, but what if I told you we are presented with the same conditions now? Today, we've got the oversold RSI, we've got Cardano at a crucial support level, and we've got the death cross forming. If the price holds this level, we can expect this to be the local bottom for this cycle. But if we lose this support, then, as we said, the next major level is 80% away. Not too great for Cardano holders, I admit. But to understand where Cardano is headed, we have to look at the broader economy. Right now, the data is finally starting to shift in a way that favors risk assets. The first big signal we're watching is the Purchasing Managers Index, which is currently sitting at 52.6. Historically, when the PMI is above 50, it's a major green light for the crypto market. It shows that businesses are growing and there is enough confidence for investors to move back into risk-on assets like Cardano. However, there is still one missing piece of the puzzle. We haven't seen the money printer fully turned back on yet. For the kind of move that breaks records, the market usually needs quantitative easing, let's face it, which is when the Federal Reserve pumps fresh cash into the financial system to keep things moving. The chances of seeing that liquidity return just increased, guys. Kevin Warsh was officially nominated by Trump on January 30th to take over as Fed chair this May. The president has been very vocal about wanting much lower interest rates, and he made his pick specifically because he expects Warsh will do his part in the plan. After this macro look, let's do the actual math for 2026. Here, I've prepared for you two major scenarios, and the first one contains two sub-hypotheses. For the calculations, we will use two variables too: the Cardano dominance and the total crypto market cap that we can expect in 2026. Just a word on the ADA dominance here. It was at around 5% at the highest, but right now it's dropped to 0.4%. In the first scenario, we assume the PMI stays above 50 and the Federal Reserve pivots to quantitative easing with Warsh at the helm. Under these circumstances, the total crypto market cap could reach $9 trillion. So we can examine two ways ADA might perform here. Hypothesis A: ADA reaches market dominance of 1%. The market cap goes to $90 billion and a single token trades for the price of $2.50. This puts ADA back near its previous all-time highs. It's a catch-up trade where Cardano grows along with the rest of the market without needing to flip its competitors. Moving to hypothesis B, where ADA regains stronger market dominance, reaching 2.5%, which is still only half of its peak. The market cap of Cardano grows to $225 billion, and the price reaches a new all-time high of about $6.25. That was the first major scenario with its two branches. So now let's turn our attention to the second scenario, the darker one. It states that if we don't get QE and the Fed keeps the money supply tight, the market will likely continue to bleed. Without new cash inflows into the space, the hype dies out and investors don't like riskier stuff. In this case, Cardano returns to its 2020 accumulation levels at around 4 cents, which is a horrid 80% below today's price. With these potential scenarios in mind, here comes my trade plan for how I would approach this. And here I'll be buying ADA only after we enter into QE, and then I will look for the price to show some strength, like some proper market structure shift, possibly entering a trade on the retracement. Before I give you my take profit levels though, for these trades, I'm going to trust CoinEx and recommend you check them out too, as they're giving a $25 bonus to each new user. Nearly 10 years of experience, over 1,000 tokens to trade, spot or leverage anything, they got it. A proper crypto exchange. So hit the link in the description below, trade on CoinEx and grab your $25 now. For the profit taking part, I will take 50% off when the price reaches $1.3. The next 30% of the profit I will take at the price level of the first scenario at $2.50. And if the price makes a new all-time high, I will sell the remaining 20% at $6.25 as our second scenario envisions. The thing is, guys, there's no middle ground with Cardano anymore. Either it really finally attracts new money through enterprise use cases, or it stays a beautifully engineered ghost chain. The upside scenarios are real, but so is the downside. Now, tell me in the comments below, what is your target prediction for Cardano? Are you bullish or bearish in 2026? If this was helpful for you in any way, you can hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.